shifting in cropping patterns, increasing landlessness and inequality in land holdings. India shifted its cropping pattern from less remunerative food grains to high value and export-oriented cash crops and concentration of land through purchase or leasing by landholders in the name of private firms. That is why during the post-reform period there has been an increase in the inequality of distribution of land owned. Declining productivity in agriculture and increasing marginalization of peasantry. Per unit area productivity of Indian agriculture is much lower than other major crops producing countries. During the post-reform phase, the sectoral distribution of gross domestic product in India has seen a consistent decline in share of agriculture. However, the shifting of associated labor force from agriculture has been much less than proportion compared to other sectors. Issues causes for Indian agricultural crisis. Number 1, diminishing profitability of agriculture. Declining growth rates of agriculture. Declining growth rate of agriculture in the early reform period 1991 to 92 to 1996 to 97 from 3.66 to 1.2 per annum in 2015 to 16. Slowdown of exports and increased uncertainty versus cultivation. The reduction of input subsidies. Any reduction in the subsidies adversities affect farmers because they have to pay more for inputs. India offers less subsidies to farmers when compared with other countries. Decline in public investment in agricultural research and extension and irrigation. Liberalization led to a drastic decline in the growth rate of public spending on agricultural research and extension. The growth rate of public spending on agricultural research and extension during 1980s to 1990 to 2005 has fallen from 6.3 and 7% to 4.8 and 2% respectively. Low level of income of small farmers. Price is income for any producer. Industrialists can fix the prices of their products, but unfortunately in our country it is pitiable that the farmers cannot fix the price of their crops. Another concern is widening disparities between agriculture and non-agriculture sectors and between rural and urban areas. Rural-urban disparities in basic social amenities have also increased in quality, though not in quantitative. All this have led to resentment among the rural population that the benefits of development have gone to the urban areas. India's economic liberalization in the early 1990s resulted in high rates of growth. Whether it reduced the numbers of poor or benefit only increasingly wealthy urban elite is a question. Issues causes for Indian agricultural crisis. Lack of easy and cheap loan to agriculture. The National Commission for Agriculture headed by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan also pointed out that removal of the lending facilities and concession of banks during the post-recession period have accelerated the crisis in agriculture. Studies show that most of the farmer suicides were due to the debt trap. Small and fragmented land holdings is one of the main causes of our low agricultural productivity and backward state of our agriculture. Shortage of quality seeds. Unfortunately, some quality seeds are out of reach of the majority of farmers, especially small and marginal farmers, mainly because of exorbitant prices of better seeds. Some of the multinational and other companies selling fake and terminal seeds causing farmer suicides. In the olden days, farmers used to prepare their own seeds for future crops. But today, most of the farmers are dependent on seed companies. Due to this, MNCs and other seed companies are exploiting our farmers. Inadequate irrigation facilities. India cannot achieve sustained progress in agriculture unless and until more than half of the crop area is brought under assured irrigation. Lack of mechanization, a lack of sufficient number of regulated markets, inadequate storage facilities, inadequate transport, scarcity of capital, reduction in food crops, unemployment in the agriculture sectors, and farmer suicide, etc. Remedial measures. Proactive and prompt responses. Agriculture in India is largely rain-fed and therefore heavily relies on nature. Factors like excessive monsoon or deficient rainfall, extremely hot and dry weather, droughts have direct effect on the performance of the agriculture. While these risks can never be entirely eliminated, they can be reasonably addressed through proactive and prompt responses. consolidation of holdings, use of manures and fertilizers, extending irrigation facilities, mechanization of agriculture, measures for soil erosion, regulated markets, scientific storage facilities. In Telangana, farmers are encouraged to use solar cold storage facilities, approach roads, credit facilities, increase in investment and expenditure in agriculture by government, support price, revise SEZ policy, implementation of land reforms, crop insurance, etc. Revival of agriculture. To achieve 4% growth and equity in agriculture, the supply and demand side constraints have to be removed. The support system have to be tuned to improve productivity and incomes of farmers with emphasis on small and marginal farmers and dryland areas. Subsidies. Developed countries, while they offer subsidies to their farmers and reluctant to cut them, at the same they argue to cut subsidies to farmers in developing countries like us. Hence, India should stress on the implementation of Uruguay Round agreements to reduce subsidies and other distortions caused by policies pursued by developed countries. Demand side issues. Adequate insurance is needed for those carrying out diversification within agriculture or from agriculture to non-agriculture. Social security should be provided for the unorganized workers also. Direct cash transfer. We should reorient food and fertilizer subsidies by moving to cash transfers to identified beneficiaries. This will help in reducing leakages and will also help in curbing corruption and will make process more transparent. Open markets. Farmers must have the freedom to sell their produce to anyone, anywhere. Taxes, levies and commissions on agricultural commodities across states need to be rationalized to be less than 4%. Currently, it is ranging from less than 2% in Gujarat to above 14.5% in Punjab. It is advised to encourage farmers to sell their produce in the smaller way like Raitu Bazaars, that is to say, all the medium and small farmers should sell their produce by establishing cooperative markets among themselves in order to eliminate the middlemen. Special agricultural zones SAZs. SAZ should be designed to conserve prime farmland so that we do not revert to ship-to-mouth existence. Mandatory rainwater harvesting in all forms for crop life-saving irrigation. If there is prolonged dry spell, wherever farms are small, community rainwater harvesting can be promoted. Seed banks. In case there is a prolonged dry spell between rain, seeding may preserve. Therefore, seed banks with alternative short duration crops should be built up, and the choice of alternative crops could be according to both home needs and the market demand. Challenges, goals. To achieve 4% growth in agriculture and rise incomes of the farmers, ensuring that agricultural growth responds to food security needs, sustainability of agriculture by focusing on environmental concerns, rising agriculture productivity per unit of land, reducing rural poverty through a socially inclusive strategy that comprises both agriculture as well as non-farm employment. To fulfill these challenges, goals, the following actions are required. Number 1, price policy. Number 2, investment in infrastructure and subsidies. Number 3, land and water management, including land issues. Number 4, inputs, including agricultural credit and technology. And number 5, domestic and international trade reforms. Number 6, diversification, marketing and rural non-farm sector. Number 7, sharing growth is also important. One has to concentrate on small and marginal farmers, lagging regions and women. Institutions are needed in all these aspects. Government policies. Last year budget 2016 to 17 planned several steps for the sustainable development of agriculture. It proposed a slew of measures to improve agriculture and increase farmers' welfare, such as 2.85 million hectares to be brought under irrigation. Rupees 2,87,000 crore grant in aid to be given to Gram Panchayats and municipalities, and 100% village electrification targeted by May 1, 2018. The Government of India recognizes the importance of micro irrigation, watershed development, and Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinjai Yojana. Thus, it allocated a sum of rupees 5,300 crore for it. It urged the states to focus on this sector. The state governments are compelled to allocate adequate funds to develop the agriculture sector, take measures to achieve the targeted agricultural growth rate and address the problems of farmers, to improve soil fertility on a sustainable basis through the soil health card scheme. Other steps include improved access to irrigation through Pradhan Mantri Gram Sinjai Yojana, enhanced water efficiency through fed drop, mode drop, continued support to MGNREGA, the creation of a unified national agricultural market to boost the incomes of farmers, to raise the existing norms, compensation by 50%, existing compensation amount of rupees 9,000 per hectare for irrigated crop, rupees 4,500 per hectare for an unirrigated crop, and rupees 12,000 per hectare for perennial crop. Future of agriculture in India and conclusion. The prospects for Indian agriculture are good. The agriculture sector in India is expected to generate better momentum in the next few years due to increased investment in agricultural infrastructure such as irrigation facilities, warehousing, and cold storage. Factors such as reduced transaction cost and time, improved food gate management, and better fiscal incentives would contribute to the sector's growth. And also, the growing use of genetically modified crops will likely improve the yield of Indian farmers. Demand will grow fast, and if we can create a correct incentive and organization systems, the Indian farmer will not fail as he has responded well in the past when our policies were supportive. Conclusion. The next stage of reforms in agriculture has to focus on developing institutions for better delivery systems. Agriculture can be ignored at our own peril. If we want inclusive growth, both central and state governments have to focus on agriculture sector. Let us hope that government has the political will to implement the policies effectively and help the farmers without testing their patience. The words of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan are relevant here. In a country where 60% of people depend on agriculture for their livelihood, it is better to become an agricultural force based on food security rather than a nuclear force. And thank you.